Good morning and welcome to the DFS Army YouTube channel. I'm Razzle11 and you can find me on X at Razzle11Grinds. Going to take a look at some pitching for today, the 21st of May. It is a Wednesday. We do have a 6-game day slate. It's actually a 5-gamer since we aren't counting the Cleveland and Minnesota game. And then a 7-game main slate this evening. Excuse me, with a couple games starting about 20 minutes earlier than we normally see for a main slate. Now with that, this is a first look at the pitching options. I try to go more in depth for members at DFS Army. I will be looking at DraftKings as that is where a majority of my action is. If you play in FanDuel, I would cut my pools in half or so. You don't have to be as creative. Pricing isn't as tight. It allows you to get the stacks you want with an upper tier-ish pitcher. That said, we'll take a look at the weather station here. We see a lot of red. Red's definitely not ideal. Some for rain purposes. We can eliminate this Minnesota line. We can eliminate the Pittsburgh line since that game is not on any of the main-ish slates. There's more specialty slates since that one starts the earliest. So once you eliminate those two, eliminate this Minnesota game, the red kind of disappears a little bit. We have the Washington-Atlanta game. That's concerning because we have one of our preferred pitchers on the evening slate is in that game. A lot of colder weather as well. Colder weather, definitely better for pitchers. A lot of red over here in the air density and hitter ratings. So, as you can see, there is some spots for pitchers. The issue that I have is the fact that our pitching options aren't the greatest overall on this day of baseball. With that said, let's just jump right into the day slate. Best pitcher on the slate, Hunter Brown. Been absolutely phenomenal all season long. 9 strikeouts in each of the last 5 starts, I believe. Just steady. 31 plus in each of the last 2 starts and 3 out of 5. He's just been so good. Even in the game where he allowed 3 runs against the White Sox, which the most runs allowed all year came against the White Sox. He still was excellent. So Tampa Bay obviously has some danger in the lineup, but also has some not so dangerous bats in the bottom half of that lineup. He's plus 120 during the W. K-prop is 6.5 juice on the over. Easily the best option from a prop standpoint and just real life standpoint. 10.5K, obviously. Big jump up from the second highest priced guy, but he is clearly the number one on this particular slate. His opponent, Taj Bradley. Bradley, all over the place in terms of performances. Never know what we're going to expect from start to start at this point. 2 strong starts out of his first 3 to start the year. Now, his K numbers are creeping back up, but still, he's had some issues. Struggled with a rough Miami opponent. I think he's got to be in play, just because I just don't like the Houston offense right now, aside from, Paredes is swinging the power bat. Pena had been swinging it pretty well as well. But Bradley's sitting with the 3rd best K-prop at 5.5. Juice to the under. I think he just has to be in play on this particular slate. Baltimore, Milwaukee, 2 pitchers that I don't really want to be on, but I feel like we just have to be. Chigano had a couple starts recently really strong. Last one was not very good. I do think the Milwaukee bats are starting to wake up slightly, and when they play with confidence, they have a lot of speed. They do a lot of things, a lot of annoying things when you're using pitching against them. And Chigano is just not a huge K guy. His K prop's 3.5 with juice on the under, which is the lowest of all the guys that I might be considering on this slate. He is plus 160 to earn the W, despite the Brewers being minus 125 favorites. I think Patrick gets a boost because Baltimore striking out a little too much this season. Actually, the 5th most strikeouts per game. And they're striking double-digit times over the last 3. They strike out slightly more on the road, which is where they're at in this particular matchup. So Patrick is intriguing. I just don't like the fact that he's plus 210 there in the W despite being a favorite. And his K-prop is just 4.5 juice to the under. That's kind of shocking given that Baltimore has been striking out plenty. I thought he began the season more of a reverse splits guy. I'm going to have to look into that. If he is more reverse splits, I think that bodes better for him in this matchup. And I wouldn't be shocked to want to be on his K-props and maybe a possible laddering of them for some upside. Cubs, Marlins, Max Meyer, one of my favorite young pitchers, has not been good since his huge performance against Cincinnati. I point it out every time. Was decent last time out. Did give up some runs. Strikeouts were there. Got the win. I think he's interesting just because I feel like we might be overvaluing the Cubs a little bit right now. The Cubs are good. I'm not taking that, taking that lightly. Their K's increase when on the road. I just think it's a solid spot for upside. Now there's a lot of downside with it. They get guys on. They're going to run a lot against Miami. But I think Meyer is certainly in play. K-prop of 5.5 juice to the over puts him as the second best K-prop on the slate. He's plus 210 during the W. Cade Horton's just plus 200 during the W. Cade, big prospect. Somebody I'm interested in this matchup, but he's given up home runs so far at the major league level. I'm afraid to get too heavy on him, but his K-prop is 4.5 juice to the over, which puts him as the 4th best prop on this slate. It's not really saying much because we don't have a ton of pitching to deal with. No thank you to pitchers in Detroit, St. Louis. Last game on this slate, Seattle, the White Sox. I'm interested in the pitching. It's going to be in the 40s. Wind is blowing out, but in the 40s. I think we just have to consider Logan Evans, former football player. Logan Evans, coming off of his best start at the major league level. Problem is, he's not a big K guy. His K-prop's at 3.5. Basically a pick'em. Shane Smith's K-prop's at 5.5. Juice to the under, but that 5.5 K-prop is very intriguing. We know that Seattle can score some runs, but they let everybody down yesterday. I think Shane Smith is kind of a sneaky play, despite the Mariners being minus 155 favorites. So there's the day slate. Let's take a look at this evening slate quickly here. I mentioned rain in this game. Annoying. Smith-Shawver just started against this Washington squad his last time out and was dominant. His second best start of the season. Would be one of my preferred guys on this particular slate. He's a minus 162 favorite. K-prop of 5.5 juice to the under, which is around the 4th best, roughly. I'm just trying to look real quick. Doesn't have any win odds yet, but I expect those to be posted at some point, but it's probably weather related. Trevor Williams, I did write his name down just because I had to write some names down, but he's not somebody I really want to consider at all. Crochet, McIll. Interesting matchup here. Garrett Crochet taking on a team that doesn't strike out all that much, but obviously he's been super strong. Just one rough start on the season, really. Plenty of upside. Number 1 K-prop on the slate at 7.5. Juice to the under. Plus 130 to earn the W, which of the ones posted as of now is the most likely to earn the W of any starting pitcher on this slate. Tyler McGill going through a rough stretch. 4 runs allowed in each of his last 3 starts. Walks have been up. Strikeouts are down. I think some of that's going to happen. There's going to be lulls like this after strong starts. Kind of up to him to figure out what's going wrong. His K-prop's at 5.5 juice to the over, which puts him at the 3rd best K-prop on the slate. But the one thing that stood out to me wildly is that he's plus 285 to earn the W, despite Boston only being minus 148 favorites. Not a lot of faith in him in the props department on this slate. Game total of 8 juice to the under. I think it's a decent spot for him. Boston, I believe, they're still near the bottom in strikeouts. They're third most. Recent games, strikeouts are down. At home, they actually don't strike out all that much overall. Very interesting, but I think McIll is certainly viable on the slate. Texas and the Yankees. I think there was a little bit of weather here. Yeah, slight delay risk, cold. It's an interesting spot. DeGrom looking great. I'm really surprised at how well he's been throwing it. Going 8 innings. Huge move for him. Yankees, obviously a difficult matchup, but K-Prop is 6.5. Basically pick him. Second best K-Prop on the slate. Lowest game total on the slate at 7.5. The Yankees are minus 115 favorites, but DeGrom certainly has far more upside than Ryan Yarbrough. Yarbrough last pitch 10 days ago did go 5 innings, 67 pitches. I think he's got enough to go long enough in this game to be viable. We know that the Rangers can struggle, and obviously with the weather being colder, I am interested in Yarbrough. His K-Prop's just 3.5 juice to the under. Right now, I think that there's some value on that, taking the over. He's not a huge K guy. It could come back to haunt me. I have to dig into Texas's case against left-handed pitching. But as we see, I'm not even sure where Texas falls in the... I guess they don't really strike out all that much. They have been the last few. So it's something to pay attention to. They do strike out plenty more on the road as well. All numbers we kind of look into to make decisions. I think Yarbrough's kind of borderline in, kind of last man into my pool type play on this slate. Gausman, coming off of a rough start against Tampa Bay where he gave up a bunch of home runs, has these rough starts mixed in with dominant starts against Boston, against Cleveland. I think he's in play. San Diego has been striking out a little bit more recently. Not a whole lot. Bassett did dominate them yesterday, so I am intrigued. His K-Prop's just 4.5 juice to the under, but Gausman has the second best win odds prop at plus 145 on the slate, and he's a minus 162 favorite. It's very interesting because the majority of the San Diego lineup appears to be going through some rough stretches right now. Philly, Colorado. I think I'm going to consider Taijuan Walker. I don't necessarily love the fact that I have to consider Taijuan Walker, but we are taking pitching against Colorado. It's just the thing we're doing. We're going to settle with, be okay with some blow-ups here or there when we get, 4 or 5 strong starts in a row picking on Colorado. And that's just what we're going to do with Taijuan Walker. K-Prop at 3.5 juice to the over. Third best win odds prop at plus 155. Not a huge K guy. So obviously that's a little bit of a worry. But still, a minus 218 favorite on this slate. The Angels, A's. I'm considering JP Sears, and the props hate me for it, but I'm interested. He has upside. The Angels strike out. The problem is this game has a total of 10.5 juice to the over. It's plus 185 to earn the W, which isn't terrible. It's better than Burns and May. Minus 170 favorite. But his K-Prop at 4.5 juice to the under is not ideal. I'm just interested in Sears because there's upside. Last game, Burns and May. Certainly in play because the pitchers are strong enough, but the offenses are as well. Burns shut down this Dodgers squad 2 starts ago. Was dominant his last start as well. I think he's more likely to be in play for me. Both pitchers have K-Props of 4.5. Burns is on the over. May is juiced to the under. I don't know if I want to get to May, but he's certainly in consideration against Arizona. But there we have it. There's our first look at pitching. If you enjoy what I bring to you, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn the notification bell on, get the alert anytime we drop videos here at DFS Army. If you want to join us, get access to our coaches, tools, sheets, Discord, etc. I will put links in the description below. You can use promo code RAZ, that's R-A-Z, for 10% off monthly. And as always, best of luck, everybody.